we are so blessed to have this class. I can't tell you, especially to have Joe Angel on board and what this means to me, just all these years of experience and just doing this trial and error and the things that we've went through and just the heart that we've poured into the art that we do, that truly this is art. This is not just truly doing patterns, but it's doing art. And like I say, to do this class and to do 5 states and go around and teach people our craft is just amazing. You know what our students are going to get out of this class, they're going to learn, like I say, we are truly hoping to save people money. We're truly hoping to save people time. Like we did, having to teach ourselves. Back then there was no YouTube, there was nothing, there wasn't even teachers. My dad showed me the basics, taught me how to do flames. But when it came to Lowrider Patternz, I truly had to teach myself, and I started from literally just the basics, and everything I always tell people, everything I would tape up would be the negative. And I had to learn to tape backwards. And like I say, we're just hoping to save people time. We're truly people that are just hungry to learn this craft and just have one-on-one with us. And like I say, it's just going to be a blessing for those that are attending.
Well, me and Rob had talked about doing a class before, and then him and Joe were also thinking of putting something together. So then he asked me if I wanted to be a part of it for the New Mexico show. So of course, I was down for that.
Back in 2019, I believe, mid 2019, I thought about sharing some of my knowledge with other painters. And I thought to myself, hey, it'd be a good idea to put a class together. So I thought of a few guys out there, and I started putting it out there, getting some feelers, and had some pretty positive feedback. But because of COVID, everything came to a halt. So had to push that off. And then earlier this year in 2021, everything started kind of lifting here and there. So I was talking to Rob Vanderslice one day, and I was like, you know what? Why don't you join me, man? Let's do something together. I'll come to you, put a class together, teach some things, and he was all about it. And at that point, we just clicked, and because both our styles are a little different than what's already out there, and it just kind of, I don't know, it's somewhat appealing. So I believe we could share those ideas, the design ideas, with other painters, and see where it goes. So we put together one class, and we started getting really good feedback, and we're like, you know what? Let's add some more. So we did, and now we put this tour together, and we've got 5 classes, 5 different cities and states, and possibly even more coming soon. So that's kind of where it started, and that's where we're headed. So yeah.
Started with lowrider bikes and stuff, model cars when I was 13, and progressed from there. I've always, Rob, of course, here, looked up to him and Danny D and Bugs and all those guys, pinstripers and stuff. So I kind of just grew it from there and did it out of my house for a while, for about 5 years, and then built this shop. I've been here for about 7 years now as my everyday job. Well, they're going to take a lot of knowledge of just everything in the game, where to start, the materials, how to handle the materials, our view on, the whole scene, everything, and just, everything involved in it.
I was born and raised in Houston, Texas. When I was, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10, I believe I saw my first multicolor lowrider. I was riding in the back of a pickup truck, and this glass house, I think it was like a 76, pulls up and parks next to us, and I was in the back of this pickup, and I was just mesmerized by all the colors, and that was in Houston. And from there on forward, I've always been into into the multicolor design aspect of painting. And I moved to Atlanta, Georgia is where I'm from now. I moved to Atlanta, Georgia in, I believe, 86, 87. And when I moved there, I brought my car to Atlanta, and at that point in time there was really not much lowriding going on there. And in a way I kind of did introduce the lowriding culture to the Atlanta area, and along with some of my friends and family. And it kind of exploded from there. The paint right now in Atlanta isn't as big as it is in other states, you know, more over on the West Coast. But it's gaining a lot of popularity, especially now. I mean, there's just several other custom painters in the area where I live, and we all get along, and it's great, and it's growing, and I believe it's going to keep growing and putting out some quality work.
This Patternz class tour that we are doing, of course it starts up here in Albuquerque, which is this weekend, October 23rd and 24th. And of course, right now the camera can't see everything in here, but we have enough tables set up here for 25 people. We have 22 students signed up, and like I say, we're going from here. Next, we're going to Corpus, to Phoenix, January 21st and 22nd. We're doing Corpus Christi, March 4th and 5th. We are doing Denver, Colorado, April 21st and 22nd. And we're planning on doing Atlanta, Georgia too, sometime in June. And we are even hoping to do New York. So each place we're going, we're having a special guest, somebody that's from that city. And of course, this one is of course a blast, Joseph Labo, myself. And we do have, of course, Joe Angel here from Atlanta, Georgia. Every place we're going, like Corpus Christi, will be Candyman. When we go up to Denver, Colorado, it's going to be Randy Bills from Colorado Springs and a few other featured artists. We go to Phoenix, it's going to be Danny Dopeness, Nessie's, and Ant's Customs out there. So it's just we're trying to have an awesome show. We're trying to do something different, you know, as far as pattern styles and just the way we're doing the class. We're trying, and this is our first one, so it's going to be just like us doing patterns, just like us practicing. You know, this is going to be a trial and error. This first class, we're doing our best to make it the best, and like I say, it's just going to be an amazing class. We're so excited, and we're just happy too. House of Colors rep from Atlanta, Georgia is here. So it's just a blessing. We have some awesome sponsors. I don't want to leave anybody out on sponsors. We're so blessed to have 3M. We're so blessed to have FBS tapes. We're so blessed to have J-Tape. We're so blessed to have Stick It Stencils, Skateboard Connection, Trulers, House of Colors, like I said, and Sparkle Effects. And like I say, we're just super blessed to have all these sponsors here.
Rob came to me for doing the flyers. I'd done some work for him, created his logo. We've done a bunch of stuff for when he does airbrushing, and I mean not airbrushing, but his custom paint classes and stuff. So he came to me to do the flyers. We had talked about it even in our podcast about doing the paint class and just putting his knowledge out there and just kind of showing the world what they do. And I'm glad to see it's finally coming around and it's doing good. And his first one seems to be a big success, and everybody's happy to be here and learning some new techniques and everything like that.
I met Joe Angel about 2.5 years ago. I saw his work on Facebook, and man, I was blown away by it. So I actually reached out to him and flew down and got to meet him, hang out for a few days, and we've been in touch ever since. And you know, he's an avid House of Color user, so we've been really following him. And when they mentioned the class to us, I wanted to come out and really help organize and be any type of help I can to help spread information, content of mixing and products, and just kind of encourage people to not give up and just keep going forward with it.
Like, I know what I'm doing. I'm here and I'm still learning. You know, I have a lot to teach, but even more to learn. And you know, it's crazy to me that you go in here and none of our styles were the same. I expected similar things, like how we find our graphics and how we match them and stuff, and our techniques are so different. So I recommend it to anybody that's mastered a beginner, for sure.
Rob Vanderslice had asked me to come help and lay down some tape and help the class out a little bit, and I mean, Rob Vanderslice calls you, you come.
A lot of these people there's some new people here, there's people who have been painting for years, so it's different levels, and they're making it easy for everybody to learn.
Yeah, we were actually, you know, we didn't know how advanced the students were going to be and kind of what their background was, so it was a little nerve-wracking yesterday to get them started, but once we started taping, man, they picked it up quick. I mean, even the people that didn't have any experience with it, their knowledge and their artistic side just came through, and they started laying tape and really come out with some really nice patterns, and I'm excited to see the paint get on them.
It's actually going pretty good, better than anticipated. Actually, a lot of the students have some sort of art background, I think, and what we did is we gave them free range. Instead of giving them like an assigned design where everybody does the same thing, we just kind of gave them a free range to do whatever they wanted to. Let them sketch out 3 different sketches and pick out their favorite run and then run with it. And some of these sketches were like, whoa, man, I don't know if we can do that by tape, but we were blown away by these guys, you know, and by 3 o'clock yesterday, we were like, man, I don't know if we're going to be able to get done in time, but I tell you what, they surprised us, and most of them were done. So we had just a little bit of taping to do this morning, and we're really excited.
Man, we are on day 2 of the Lowrider Pattern class tour here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It is going on right now. We're talking, we got 23 students doing skateboards. We're taping up their own unique patterns right now. As you can see behind me, we got people spraying their patterns, different shapes, different colors. Our colors here are gold, orange, and red. And of course, with different effects, we're doing the sponge effect, with marble effect, with lace effect. So many different things going on. So I'm so blessed. Like I say, you just see these guys hard at work. Man, a whole team of just doing it. So it's just a blessing, such a blessing.
It's just rocking and rolling, you know, and paint's happening. So I think students are going to take home something personal to them, and I believe that you know, what we're going to take home is that we were able to open up some doors and maybe some thoughts and some inner feelings from these students where they can apply what's in their heart onto a surface and show it to everybody else. You know, and I think that's one of the main goals, is to bring out the artistic feature or artistic side of people, and so they can just show it to the world and to themselves, and be proud of themselves, because man, these guys are rocking. They're doing really, really well, and overall we're blown away, and we're just happy that we're doing this, and we just can't wait to do it again. So that's where we stand right now, and man, I just can't wait for the next class, you know.
I hope the class takes off and they can travel. I think they have 4 or 5 stops now that they got in the works, and maybe they'll start hitting the East Coast a little more and getting it out there. The patterns they're teaching aren't just a New Mexico thing. They're all over. They're all over the United States. So.
background and just following Rob Vanderslice and being the little kid, opening up the centerfolds on Lowrider magazine and looking at all the different paint jobs and everything, you know, and just knowing who Vanderslice is. You know, you don't talk about, like you said, the Patternz, it's a Vanderslice, you know, and him and Joe Angel and the Billy from Map Customs, you know, them coming together and the sponsors and everything is really a once in a lifetime opportunity for some of us, and just very blessed, you know, to take it all in.
Well, I am friends with Rob and looked on his Facebook actually and saw that there was a paint class. And my husband and I are from Espanola, and we decided to come and to join the paint class. And we're used to painting little tiny cars. We paint Hot Wheels. And so we thought this would be fun. And it's been a really great experience.
Yeah, I definitely recommend it. Since I'm from the industry of, I just spray liquid wraps. If anybody's interested in painting cars full-time or even projects, this is a great jump for that, because you have the industry top leaders in this, you know, in the lowrider game out here. So that's why I traveled, you know, from Kansas City to Albuquerque, is to come view it from a different scene that we don't usually have the opportunity to do.
I'm here at the Lowrider Patternz class in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I've been an admirer of Rob Vanderslice's work since 1990, 91, when I came to a lowrider show here in Albuquerque. And when I found out that he was having this lowrider pattern class, I definitely had to jump on it. And I heard about it through, of course, social media, Facebook, Instagram. And from that point on, I kept following him, bugging him, asking him questions, you know, and I guess you could say we got into like a social media relationship. You know, he texted me, messaged me, I messaged him back. And finally it became about that the day was close and we got here, and man, this class that everybody's putting on, it is definitely a blessing, and it's awesome. And they're going to continue having these classes, and you guys, you don't sleep on it, man. You sign up for these classes, man. They're the best of the best. They're legends. They're legendary. And it's a 2-day class, and they teach you in 2 days what they've learned in a lifetime. And it's an experience, and it's worth it. And I recommend that anybody or everybody come and join in. Don't sleep on it. It's a blast, and here we are at the Blast Factory. So, yes, definitely.
I have a body shop in the back of my house. I've been painting as a hobby for 27 years, and my style is totally different from what I was learning today, which is more in the custom lowrider pattern scene. And so that's what I was excited to add that much more tools in my toolbox for the future.
I heard about the class because actually Rob came into the shop and brought one of his flyers in, and then I mean, how can you not see it on Rob's Instagram, right? So I heard about it on there. I heard about it on Facebook too. But I'm friends with Rob on all those things, so recommend the class 100%. Like, look at this. I had no idea how to do any of this until, you know, Joe and Rob and all the other teachers here Blast. I mean, they walked us through it. They walked us through the process. I saw Reed, our House of Color rep. He was doing some tubing, and I thought that was the coolest thing. So I wanted to go on that, and I threw in some of my stuff over here. Now I'm cutting out the patterns. And they taught us the whole thing. It's crazy. Like, I'm sure I screwed it up quite a bit, but I mean, I'm happy with the end result. I'm happy that I learned something.
Absolutely, I would totally recommend the class. It's a great experience to really push yourself. I had a really hard time, actually, and it took me like 3 times to get my design down, and now I'm really happy with it, and it was really great to see the evolution of everybody else's boards in the process. So I would highly recommend the class. A lot of experts here, and I'm a beginner, and it was still a really good experience and accessible for me.
There's a lot to learn. There's a lot of years of knowledge that you probably would never get around to doing yourself, you know, so it's definitely, I recommend taking this class.
My experience here was excellent. They fed us. It's a great, super great opportunity from the novice to the advanced. I thought I had a lot of knowledge, you know, in painting throughout the years, in my ability, but today and yesterday was just, it's just amazing. I highly recommend this class for anyone, if you're just beginning or if you're an advanced. And I hope that later on down the line they'll have another class for a part 2, part 3, because I'm already going to sign up for the one in Denver now. So if you get the chance to come out here and you want to further your ability and enhance your skills and learn from the best in the game. I mean, you know, they've been around. Vanderslice has been around since the late '80s. So I mean, I'm a huge fan of his. Like I said, I'm just thankful and grateful to be given this opportunity to enhance my talent and learn from the best.
It's going to be a class that is going to be very well talked about. The amount of passion they give as a teacher and instructor is like bar none. They're definitely not here to gain a paycheck. They're definitely here to show people how to express themselves creatively through art and paint. And no matter what it's painted on, you know, we're doing skateboard decks and maybe a car, a toilet seat, a fire hydrant, who knows? But the way these guys express their passion and give advice and work with each student individually it's bar none very impressive.
Lowrider Patternz!
It's going actually pretty good. Most of the students seem to be let's start over, okay? Blah, 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 take 2. All right. I don't know. Shit, I messed up. What's the word I'm looking for? Outtake, right?
Little techniques save you 5-6 hours. You almost paid for the class, so sorry about that.
Hey, you're in my shop, bro. Please.
Bastards! Hey! Hey! What's the word I'm looking for? This is gonna be an outtake.
What was it? You said what now? Bro, we gotta redo that. I know, I lost my...
No, you're good.
Are you gonna like chop it? No. I know, I was like, I threw that in there and it made me forget the rest.
Yeah, what our students are going to get out of this class, should I even do that? What our students, sorry. Okay.
You know, maybe 5 or 6 years old. That's not me, man. Rob.